What?
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. Hold on tight. You're in for one crazy ride tonight on the Josh Nolan and Oliver Full Throttle Racing Show. Hashtag one on YouTube. Tonight we have with us race car driver, racing sensation, Zach Zeitner. Welcome to the show, Zach.
Thanks for having me.
Let's talk about your racing career. Where did this adventure begin?
Oh, just it's like a it's like a family ordeal, just following the footsteps of my grandpa did it, my dad, his uncle or his brothers and then my cousins.
Okay, when you got behind the wheel for the first time, what was that experience like for you?
It was at I-80 Speedway, which is a pretty big track, and I got out there, the track was super muddy, and I was like, I don't know how you guys go four wide. There's no way. Um, but it's just I don't know. Like I felt like after that experience, everything just came a little more easy. Just I don't know. You just like my dad always told me, just go as fast as you can, as straight as you can, and we did that, and it finally just everything started clicking. So,
Okay, okay. So how long was it before the success started coming in?
oh, I think this is my ninth season. 2026 will be my ninth season. So, I mean, success really picked up like within the last like 4 years. Just, I've gotten more comfortable. Just, started really like concentrating on if I'm going to do this for a long time, I need to start, you know, um, having some success, um, changing chassis manufacturers, I think was a big help, towards our success. We kind of started off in some older equipment, which, most people do. Unless your dad just got a lot of money he wants to spend on you. But like you see some of these guys that just show up for some Lucas race. Uh, but just chassis switches, getting into some newer equipment and then just really like devoting my time to, the saying always was told, races are won and lost in the shop. And it's been showing a lot the last, 4 or 5 years. I mean, I, work an 8 hour day, have a part-time job, and then I'm in the shop until 11 o'clock, so it's just trying to make, you're not going to win on Friday and Saturday if you're not winning Monday through Thursday. So,
You were saying racing chassis and newer equipment helped with your success. What kind of racing chassis did you get?
well, we made the switch to Longhorn chassis like everybody, seems to be doing. And that really like I just felt really comfortable. I remember the first night we got in that thing and it wasn't even a new car. I mean, it was a used car, but it was a very well maintained car. And we got out there, went and raced it, and I'm like, I told Dad, I was like, I don't even know what to change. Like the car just feels so balanced. And that was the other thing too, is like just working with people with the shocks. I mean, that's huge these days. Um, you know, just and then like this year we made the switch to Infinity chassis, and I still had my Longhorn, but we we're strictly dedicated to the Infinity now. That's where we got all of our success with this year was the Infinity chassis.
What is the differences between Infinity and Longhorn?
Um, they've got their differences. It's I mean, all these race cars kind of have the same similarities, between all of them. I mean, they're all doing the same thing, right? But it's just, Eric Wells has got some different ideas and he put him into to his own chassis and but I mean you got to remember though like they were a Longhorn dealer. So I mean there are some points that do look the same, but they got their own, it's a whole different driving feel that that I just really like felt more even more comfortable than I did with my Longhorn. Um but it's just different ideas. Everybody's got their different ideas and they just, put them to work and then either some have success or some don't.
What helped kept your car and keeps your car balanced for this type of racing?
Um, just like we worked with having good shocks, like having a guy to talk with, I think is more I think that's more important than what chassis, you have. I think the shock game is um, like the setup, that's huge. I think it don't matter what chassis I think you got, but if you can work with somebody really well that knows their stuff, can help you figure out your car, or a guy you can talk to and just kind of bounce ideas off of, and that was part of our success. I mean, we switched chassis manufacturers, and then we also went and started working with a factory CS. And those guys over there, I think, really got us in their, turned in the right direction to be able to accomplish what we did this year.
Okay, when you win races, how do you celebrate your victories?
I had a sponsor tell me that I'm the humble champion. Everybody's got their own signature, right? When they get out of the car, like JD with his steering wheel in his hand, or Ricky Thornton, he's got his helmet, or I've always been like a T-Mac fan, Tim McCready, and he gets out and he's always giving everybody a thumbs up, clapping. And I feel like that's more me. I just get out, give a thumbs up, and on to the interview. It's just I don't know, like I'm not the one to get up on my roof and start jumping or do a Carl Edwards backflip, like that's not that's not me. I mean, I don't know. I like to do my business and get it done, and I'm not really one to go hoo-hawing around afterwards. It's great. Like I won a national champion this year, and you would think I'd be a little bit more excited. I mean, I'm excited, but it's like I can't believe what we accomplished. I mean, goals we set at last winter, and we accomplished almost every one of them. And I mean, it feels good. Like I'm sure I'll start smiling even bigger when we get to the banquet. I mean, that'll be cool.
How much success have you had as a racing car driver with your racing career?
I think I didn't even really do it. I don't really know the number, but I think we're probably around like 30 feature wins. You know, uh I wouldn't even know how many heat race wins. I mean, I feel like this year we didn't have as many heat race wins as we had in the past few years, but we definitely doubled our number of feature wins for sure. So just, like we start everybody the end of the year, everybody was giving me a hard time. I was pulling one or two, starting on the front row, or three, still winning features, and it's like probably 80% of my wins came from the sixth row, you know? So it's not like I was just like getting that lucky and pulling the pole every night. And personally, I hate starting on the pole. I'd rather come from the sixth row. But it's tough. I mean, we race against a lot of a good competition. So I mean, it's not something that, we were taking the easy ways to get these victories. No, I mean, Corey Dumpert, six-time national champion, and I think we beat him every time we raced against him this year. Um, he might have beat me once, and that was one of my DNFs, but that's something I think is pretty cool. I mean, he's a good racer. Very. I mean, he's proved who he is, right? 6 times. So I tease him 5.5 times because he tied with Matt Ryan that first year, but it felt pretty good to beat him, because usually he's the guy that when you show up, everyone's like, oh, Corey Dumpert's here. It's like big whoop, but um, yeah.
Where did your racing number come from?
So that's actually a pretty cool question. So, I'm a third generation race car driver, and it was my grandpa's number, and it was my dad's number, and then my uncle raced it for a little while there. The number 76 came from the dump truck, the gravel truck that my grandpa met my grandma in. So that's where the number 76 came from.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And it's pretty cool that I mean I've got three cousins that race and we all have our own numbers. But for me to be able to carry on the family number I think is pretty cool. I mean, all of the numbers got their own stories, of why everybody's got their own story, right? But I feel like that one's pretty cool and to be able to carry it on and hopefully grandpa is liking and smiling, have that little grin that he's always had with the year we had this year.
What's an awesome day at the racetrack look like for you?
What's an awesome day at the racetrack look like for me? Well, that saying that, family that races together stays together. Uh, it would be that with all my crew there. I got a big, I got a big group of people that support me that go to the races with me every weekend, 2, 3 nights a week. Uh, with my crew, Travis, Ryan, my brother-in-law, John, and then my dad, he's there. And then mom, my wife, my 2-year-old Baker, uh, and then my cousin Sydney was coming along, and then Travis's daughter Delaney was coming along. So just probably like this year was probably even more special with my 2-year-old being there. I mean, he loves it. Uh, you know, if they had to give out a trophy for like they better have to start giving out two trophies next year when I win because my kid thinks every trophy's his. So um, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, like just all the help that I got, everybody that supports me, just when they're there, um, especially like when all three of my crew's there and they can get the car ready. And, I can just go and I get nervous, right? Like I got more nervous this year knowing where we were at in points, what we were trying to accomplish towards the end of the season. And I just let them do their thing, get the car, ready for the features. I'd go watch features. Like I got friends racing other classes. So I'd go watch them or cousins, come back. As soon as I put my helmet on, strap in, all the nervous, all that goes away. And it's like I'm ready to, I'm ready to go win another one.
What does an awesome day at the race shop look like for you?
An awesome day at the race shop when everything is done and I haven't done it a single thing. Now, I'm kidding. Like really, towards the end of the season there, all the crew, Travis and Ryan, my brother-in-law John, he doesn't come down during the week to help, just for with his work schedule. But uh, when the other two are there and I'm there and we're just plugging away, getting everything done, um, and I can get home to be with my family, that's what an awesome day at the race shop looks like. And then, you know, when we race on a Friday and then we have to race on a Saturday. If both of them can come down and help out, get stuff ready for the next night. And as long as I didn't tear it up the night before, which I did a really good job of this year, we didn't tear anything up. Um, but if we can just, if I can do my part the night before and not tear anything up, and it just makes for like the next day, a lot easier to get ready for the next night.
I like your slogan about family that races together stays together. That's a pretty good slogan.
Yeah, and I can't take the credit for that. I heard it somewhere, but I don't know who came up with it first, but it's definitely us. It's definitely my group. I mean, you'll notice in every one of our pictures that my mom and dad are there. On Saturdays is when John and my sister can make it. But it's like I ask for a lot, with everybody that can support me to be able to come to the races every weekend And so when they do show up, I appreciate it a lot because I mean it's a big commitment for anybody, and Ryan and Travis put in a lot of hours this year, helping me every week to be able to accomplish what we did
What is one of your most memorable victories you've had in your racing career?
in my career. There's two of them, but the first one is back in 22. We were when we made that switch to the Longhorn chassis. Um, I don't know the exact date. I can't remember the exact date, but my grandpa passed away, and I think it was August. I think it was August something. I got the trophy right over here. I was trying to see if there's a date on it. It was like August. My grandpa passed away on a Wednesday, and so we did a throwback body to look like my grandpa's old super modified when he raced. And we raced Friday night at the Speedy Bill there at I-80 Speedway, which was my home track for and my family's home track for many years. Um, the heat race, we sucked. I mean, we were horrible. I was ready to load up, go home, and feature time I started like 12th, and I told the I don't remember. I know John was there, but I told him I said let's just put tires on it, put fuel in it, let's go. And just the atmosphere in the pits was weird that night, like the clouds in the sky. And my grandpa was a truck driver, right? The cloud, and he loved bald eagles. And the clouds in the sky looked like a semi coming through with bald eagle wings behind it. Kid you not, it was crazy. So I started like 10th or 12th, and about halfway through, I'm passing Corey Dumpert for the lead. And I mean, this car is like on a rail. I can go anywhere I wanted. And I end up leaving him, like putting a straightaway on him. And I remember like the last lap, I took the white flag and I was crying. I couldn't believe it. Like I couldn't believe we were almost there and took the checkered flag, and I had to make another lap just to make sure it was a checkered flag. And that was that was probably my top memorable moment of my career. My cousin that night, he did the same thing with the wrap and switched his number, and he was able to win too. So it was kind of like we had some luck on our side. But the one that kind of ties it, it doesn't tie it, but it's right up there with it, was this year at Harlan for our track championship night. We pretty much had to win the track champion before, um, like to kind of guarantee I think for us to win a national deal with our bonus points that played out. And we went into the night 2 points behind. And heat race, I mean, you get points for heat races, right? And so I had to win my heat race. I had to win the feature. I mean, I had to have a perfect night. The heat race with about three to go, the motor's running weird. You could tell it's down a cylinder. It's like, great. Like, this is just what we need. We come in, and this is where the family races together, stays together, is true. And me and my dad, we pulled the valve cover off, and we had some motor rocker arm problems and everything, and we get it fixed. And my some of my crew's like, we need to get a practice lap. We need to get a practice lap. My dad stood there with confidence and just said, "There's nothing wrong with it. Just go out and race the damn thing." And we start 12th. I think we started 12th that night, and we had to pass Corey Dumpert, which I will have to mention. He did offer up his race car for me. He said, if you need a race car to race, you can come get mine. So I appreciate that to him. And, I mean, he wanted me he wanted me to see me to win it too, I think, but we were able to, we were able to win that night. So, I mean, it was just like all of the stars aligned in the sky or something, just everything worked out the way it should have. Um, I mean, I had like probably three or four people offering me their race cars that night. It was just like, it was weird. So many people knew where I was at, what spot I was in. And it's like, they're like, here's a race car. It's like, I know where I'm at with my race car, and I don't really want to hop in somebody else's, but it's like, if I had to do that, I would have. But that was pretty cool, I think.
Who do you have for sponsors on your racing team?
So I've got I've got a lot of great people, a lot of good sponsors that help me out, but the one that's been with us the most and every year is Zeitner and Sons. My Uncle Leon and Justin, they were pretty heavily invested into this year and wanted me to accomplish my goals that I had set out. So I can't thank them a lot for that. And Blaha service, that one goes way back with my dad when he used to drive for Rick. But James is James is taken over and he's been on board with us for a long time. Um, Shadow Lake Collision, they've been helping us out last couple years, and Eric's been really good friends of ours. T-Dog Lawn and Landscape, that's Travis who helps me. He's got a little side gig that he wants, you know, just to get it some little exposure. Ward Fabrication, uh, SSS Motorsports, Select Auto, Factory CS, Carl's Auto Repair, Penske Shocks. Oh, damn, Henry's Custom Headers. But yeah, just everybody that everybody that's part of our race car, and we couldn't do it without all of them.
Are you presently looking for more sponsors?
Oh yeah, I mean, any race team's always looking for more sponsors, right? I mean, the industry is getting really expensive. These cars are, 50, $40,000, $50,000 race cars, and then no matter what level of racing you're going in, getting the shocks and the motors and spare parts to be able to go, up and down the road to be able to accomplish, any goal that you have, but to be able to compete, in the front. Um, it takes a lot of money, but you never turn down sponsors. And I always used to tell everybody when I started out, it's like anything helps. And so, but everybody with us, I mean, even if it's friends or family or not, it's just, um, I got a really good group of sponsors that I'm very grateful for. But we're always being able to, work them in and work them on the wrap, be able so everybody can get the right exposure that they want. So we're never saying no.
How does one get a hold of you to sponsor you?
Well, um, you can reach out to our Facebook page, Zach Zeitner Racing, or reach out to myself, Zach Zeitner on Facebook. That's probably the easiest way. And then we can, kind of chat from there. Um, but yeah, that's probably the easiest way, honestly, unless you don't already have my phone number.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to sponsor this driver, reach out to Zeitner Racing or Zach Zeitner on Facebook to help him out with his racing team. What is your
Appreciate that.
home racetrack what is your home racetrack you race on?
My home racetrack, I've been going there since I was a kid. It was I-80 Speedway. I-80 Speedway is always in our hearts, but it closed up in 22. Um, but it'd probably be Shelby County Speedway now. They used to be a half mile, and that was a lot of fun, but they shortened it up to, I think it's like a third mile now, maybe a quarter mile. I don't know what they call it now, but it's a lot smaller. But it seems like since they have shortened it up, it's just, fit me really well with my racing. So I'd probably have to say Shelby County Speedway for sure.
What is your most favorite racetrack you've ever raced on?
My most favorite racetrack. I have been around Knoxville. I have been around like Huset's. Favorite racetrack. I don't know. That's a hard one. I went to Davenport Speedway this year, and I've watched it on TV so many times. My favorite racetrack would probably have to be Burlington, Iowa, 34 Raceway. I went there once at the beginning of the season. Last minute decision. My cousin Justin, he was like, "Hey, let's go to Burlington tomorrow." And we took our race cars over there, and I didn't win, but that was probably the most fun race I had raced all year. Boone Speedway is pretty cool. I don't know, probably top five. If I had to do top five, it'd probably be I don't know, Harlan's pretty fun too. But my first impression to be my favorite would probably have to be 34 Raceway.
Why is 34 Raceway your favorite?
I don't know, like the hype, like I've watched a lot of good races there over the years on Flow and like MLRA, Lucas Oil, whatever it was. And to go over there for the first time with zero expectations, not knowing how to race this racetrack, because every racetrack races differently, right? And we just went over there and with the new car, right? We're probably like 3 or 4 races into the season, so it's like you don't really know what the car is going to do or how you're going to do as a driver, right? I mean, you're confident like when your car's good and you've been doing good, but showing up to a new racetrack, like I would love to be on the Lucas Oil series, to go to a different racetrack every week. I used to race Malvern Bank, but going to different racetracks was really cool. Um, I don't know, just zero expectations going in there and just the way that race played out, like I mean, we were hauling around there just wide open the whole time. And it wasn't even like it was just a big cushion, right? But it was slick and you could race top to bottom. I mean, just the track surface is probably what made it very favorable to me.
When it comes to you racing on 34 Raceway on any track, do you like a wet heavy track, a dry dusty track, or right in the center?
You know, um, when I raced Malvern Bank, I gotta give some details here. When I raced Malvern Bank, you had more horsepower and I love the cushion, but you watch Scott Bloomquist and JD, right? They're never really on the cushion. And I felt like this year, I would have to say slick racetracks. And with the new chassis that we had this year and the racetracks we raced on, I just felt like we were better off a cushion. And it seemed like this year when the track was muddy, I was a little slower. But um I remember how to hustle. And so it's like, okay, just we've done this before, don't over adjust and get something too tight or, just keep your nose clean. I mean, that's important too, right? Um, but it's like I would like to compare myself to those guys like a Dale McDowell who they just love to just keep running that slick and just keeping their tires, clean and underneath them. And so I don't know. I would probably have to say slick racetrack for sure.
Are you pretty good about reading the racetrack?
I felt like I did a pretty good job this year. But I mean, when you race a racetrack every week, like we did with the 3 or 4 racetracks we raced at, you kind of know what the track's gonna do. You probably know like if they go on farm it, what it's still gonna do. Um, I don't really think I ever got tricked up this year with track prep, except for Boone, because that place is a little different. Like, they farm it so much. And I feel like maybe that's a good thing. They give you all that time to just sit around between all those races so you can watch how the racetrack continuously just like they farm it and it keeps doing the same thing. Or, they might put water on it and it looks like it does something different. But I feel like I did a pretty good job at maybe just anticipating what Boone was going to do this year. That was the only goal we didn't get. Boone was one of my top goals is to win Boone, but we came up a little short, so try again next year out there. But I feel like I did a pretty good job being able to read racetracks this year.
Do you have any big racing events you're looking forward to racing in yet this year?
What's that?
Do you have any other big racing events you're looking forward to racing in yet this year?
We are done for the season. I feel like my season we kind of stopped a little soon, but we uh we had some uh we just uh how do I say this? we just had my second son a couple days ago, so that was kind of more of the reason why we stopped a little early. Points wrapped up for us on the 28th of September. So I told my wife, I was like, we're just gonna get to the 28th and then we're gonna be done. Um, that doesn't mean I haven't watched every race that had been on Flow since then and just wanting to be there or be somewhere, right? But it's like you gotta look at the year we had and the success we had. So it felt okay to be able to stop, and just kind of relax and give my family some more time that they, didn't have throughout the season.
What are your plans for the 2026 season?
Well, I don't know. My wife has already asked me that. It'd be cool to try to run for a second national champion. Um, but I mean that would be the goal, I think. Just kind of life's gonna change a little bit, with a second son. So, um, but I mean, I think, well, it'll be all right. It's just like anything. You just adapt to it, and you're able to just, you know, just you have to get your priorities right, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, we'll see like what racetracks do. If somebody switches a night where they're not going to run anymore, go to a different night. I've heard that's kind of in the talk a little bit. Um, but I don't know. We're gonna kind of wait and see what the schedules look like, and then we'll kind of make our decision then. But I would love to try to go for number two. That'd be cool.
Before we go any further, I want to tell you congratulations on the birth of your second child.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um, do you have a racing nickname?
Do I have a racing nickname? I don't. Anthony Ainsley, he's a announcer for Malvern Bank Series. He calls me the Zack Attack when I used to run Malvern Bank. I don't really think anybody else has got a nickname for me, so I'd probably have to say it'd be Zack Attack, but uh, I don't know. I mean, I like it, Anthony's cool announcer. He's always trying to give people nicknames, but yeah, that's probably the only one I got.
What are your future goals with your racing career?
Lucas Oil, Nah, I mean, that'd be cool. Lucas Oil would be cool, but I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of content with what we're doing, Maybe go back to race some Malvern Bank, but um, I don't know. Just it's it kind of depends on like where the industry goes with their late model racing. Um, probably just keep doing what we're doing. I mean, that's that's pretty cool, but unless somebody comes calling one day, and you can't say no, then who knows, right? But that'd probably be it.
Would you consider running the Gateway Indoor Nationals?
Oh yeah, I am going this year. I'm gonna go down and help Chris Simpson. Um, they're actually the guys I worked with this year with the Factory CS, Chad and Chris. So I am gonna go down and help them. I guess they got like some kind of pit challenge where we change the tires or something. So you'll see me on TV there. I'm sure they'll have it at going live. But uh, I went a couple years ago to watch, and my dad would probably tell you absolutely not, but I think that would be a blast to go around there and just rip the deck out of it. For some reason, I feel like there would be the only excuse to do that, but anywhere else, probably not.
Who is your racing hero?
My racing hero probably have to be my dad, like it a national hero, Tim McCready all day long, but my dad's really my hero the way I mean he's taught me everything to be able to do what I'm doing now. I mean he sits at home pretty much during the season, or I mean, he comes down to just get out of the house, right? But, um, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing without him teaching me all those years in the shop. I mean, I feel like, I mean, I know I could tear apart a race car and put it back together, and we used to build bodies together, and he never had the patience to put a nose together, and I love putting noses together because I love making them fit and look right. And he tells me all the time, he's like, you do a pretty good job at it. It's like, well, it's like I've tore them up enough that you know how to fix them quick, and then I don't know, I just like to be, I probably have some OCD in me when it comes to building race car bodies, but my dad's probably my hero for sure.
When you're strapped in your race car, getting ready to go on the racetrack, what helps keep you psyched up and motivated to go and do this?
What's that again?
When you're strapped in your race car, getting ready to go on the racetrack, what helps get you psyched up and motivated to go out and do this?
I don't know. I mean, probably like just the wins, right? Like I remember when I got my first win, somebody told me, "Oh, you got 10 more years of this," So it's just like, but when you have a really good race car and you're winning all the time, like like it's just you want to be on the racetrack all the time, just keep, picking off more wins. It's been it's pretty cool like to have a good race car where you can go anywhere on the racetrack, and nothing's cooler when you're passing people, right? Like you show them a nose on the top and then they move to the top and you drive right by them on the bottom. It's like you kind of set them up, right? So I don't know. Just I don't know. Having a good race car that gets you psyched up about when you go out on the racetrack.
Who's all on your racing crew?
Racing crew, Travis Meyer, Ryan Dessel, and then John Geschel, and then my dad, of course. Dad would probably be the crew chief, but I'd say he's the crew chief that just lets us do what we need to do.
What do you like to do for fun away from the racetrack?
Watch more racing. That's probably what I'd say. I've been loving football lately. I'm an Oklahoma Sooners fan. I like to watch. I've been college game day. I think is great. Pat McAfee has like changed college sports. I think for the good. With Nick Saban on there too. I mean that's pretty cool. But I've done a lot of watching football lately, so um, I'd probably like to say watching football, or maybe hitting a hockey game here or there. Um, Hanging out with our friends. You know, Probably that's probably it.
What's the best piece of advice you've gotten as a race car driver?
What's the best piece of advice I've gotten? Oh, I don't know. I don't that I'd have to think about that one. Obviously, it wasn't good enough if I can't remember it, but um, shoot, I don't know. Just probably it's not maybe directed towards me, but I mean it's directed towards everybody. There's a sign at Shelby County, and when you pull out onto the racetrack, it says we don't pay for the first lap, we pay for the last lap. So I mean, if that's something that you can and I've been seeing that sign for years, like all the years I've watched my dad race at Shelby County, or that I've been racing there, that sign's always there. So I mean, it's true, right? Like you ain't gonna get paid
Yeah.
it for first if you wreck out on the first lap. So I'd probably say that'd be the one I remember.
Uh, do you have any crazy racing stories you'd like to share with us?
Crazy racing stories. Oh, I don't know. I'd have to think about that one. Crazy racing stories. Probably some, there's probably some that shouldn't be repeated, so we'll just leave them there. But no, I don't know, like getting stuck at the races, right? It's like me and Dad kind of bump heads, right? It's like we got tires on the truck. It's like get some mud tires, so we're not, it's not real crazy, but it's like you getting stuck. Like that's kind of more embarrassing than crazy, right? Just like getting stuck at the races with the haulers, like you get all upset. I don't know. I don't really have any crazy racing stories. Um, I got a crazy one. I was helping my cousin, Justin, at Beatrice Speedway, uh, Raceway, whatever they call it, with his mod. And we went up there to practice the night before. He got a brand new GRT, and I got another one too. And uh, he had like an air compressor with one wheel on it, right? Dual tank. And it's raining. The ramp is just like wet. And I went to go push that thing up the ramp, and as soon as it hit the ramp, I went over the front of this air compressor,
Oh, oh,
and I am just like soaked. And of course, we have his dad's, nice fancy Ford that we used, and he's like, "Do not get my dad's truck dirty on the inside." Um, I think it was at the end of that season. Same cousin. We're at McCool 100. And maybe it wasn't that season. I think it was the season before. Well, the modified he had a hand clutch in it. So you can literally just like lean in the window and pull the hand clutch. And you should just see like all of the people turning your heads, and your feet are hanging out the window of the race car, and you're driving the race car down the pit, during the pit road. People are just looking at you like, what the heck is going on here, you know? That's something we did a couple times, but I mean, I don't know. Somebody's probably got something crazier, but for me, that's it. I mean, I can't really think of anything that a golf cart wheel falling off a golf cart that we had once, like Silver Dollar Nationals. I mean, you're drunk and you're driving a golf cart and the wheel falls off. It's like, how does that even
oh,
happen?
oh, God.
And there's like six or seven people on this golf cart, coolers of beer, it's like, what the heck is going on?
Um, what kind of advice would you give a new race car driver, like a kid coming up in the racing world?
Just like he's got to keep his mind right. Don't compare yourself to others right away. Same thing everyone else told me. Just go as fast as you can, as straight as you can, and the speed and the consistency will come toward to you. The biggest thing is to just like don't compare yourself to somebody else. Just because that kid can rip around the top, really good, doesn't mean you can, but doesn't mean you won't be able to. So I don't know. That's probably what I would have to tell him.
At this portion of the racing show, I like to turn the mic over to my guest. If you have a couple of questions you'd like to ask me, you can ask me a couple of questions.
To me, um, have you ever raced a race car before?
I have not. I've been a racing fan for about 30 plus years, so that's going back a long ways.
Yeah. Um, what's your favorite racetrack you've been at?
I can give you a top five. Knoxville, Iowa, for the Knoxville Nationals, 98 and 99. Jackson Motorplex, that's where I kind of grew up around. Fairmont Raceway in Fairmont, Minnesota. I've been to Boone for the Super Nationals one night of that. That's pretty intense.
Yep.
And then I was also at Houston Speedway. So that's
Nice.
yeah.
I've never been to Jackson and I've never been to Fairmont, but you know, I've raced all those other racetracks, and
Let me tell
they
you, Zach, Jackson, Fairmont is a high banked half mile. That would be epic to go around there.
oh yeah, I've heard of it. I know my cousin has been there, but I've never been to Fairmont. Jackson, I'd have to say, watching videos, I'd say that's a lot like Knoxville, right? Like,
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah, yep. So I don't know. I'd have to go around Knoxville again with a big motor because when I go around there with my limited stuff, you're pretty much wide open. Just you're actually turning left and not right, But um, what Oh, sprint car or late model?
Both.
Both. If you had to pick one, which would be?
I'd say late model.
Yeah, I hate watching sprint cars. I mean, I probably should rephrase that. I hate racing with sprint cars because they don't have starters and you got to push them all the time. But High Limits is pretty cool to watch. World of Outlaws. So if they're on TV, I guess they're not so bad, but I probably wouldn't want to race with them.
I would like to thank you for being on a racing show tonight, Zach.
Oh,
Talk to us about your racing career, getting to know you a little bit better, and getting your name out there a little bit further. I will have you step out and I will call you in a little bit to thank you. Okay?
sounds good. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Yep.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Zach Zeitner on our racing show tonight, national champion in late model competition, and picked up some track championships this year also, and has had a really awesome racing career. Go follow Zeitner Racing on Facebook if you if you'd like to get to know him a little bit better, or if you'd like to sponsor him, or you can reach out to him under Zach Zeitner on Facebook. Both. But if you'd like to sponsor our racing show or be on our racing show, feel free to call us or text us at 712-209-7138, or you can email us at jjnolan151@gmail.com. Have a good night, everybody.